If you're a bloke in your 30s or 40s and you're using drink and alcohol to cope, to socialise, or maybe even just to feel like you, then this might be the wake-up call you didn't know you needed. I'm 6.5 years sober now, and I quit drinking in my 30s. Now, what actually happened was, at first there was a massive identity crisis. There was a huge loss in my life. There was a feeling like I was being rejected by my peers. See, because people would say, you're not drinking, what's the matter? They think I had a problem because I chose to not drink, but I actually realised over the years when I was trying to sort out my physical and mental health that alcohol didn't do me any good. Now, maybe you're in this ballpark, maybe you're not, or you're kind of sort of, if you didn't have drink in your life, maybe you'd have nothing else. The thing is, it's male British culture to be one of the lads, pints down the pub, you know, banter, all that stuff. It's almost like you are challenged as a man if your alcohol choices are in question. It's almost like we feel a sense of confidence and bravado and masculinity towards how much we can drink. And I get that because I was known as the party animal. I would go and do 10, 12 double vodkas on a night out in Newcastle. I would take 5, 6, 7 ecstasy pills over a 12-hour period. I would sniff cocaine whilst drinking vodka at the same time. I would be the party animal in my 20s, but I started to notice in my late 20s, and when I hit 30 really was when I had my last line of cocaine, on my 30th birthday actually, and I'm 40 next year. And since sort of quitting alcohol 6 and a bit years ago, February 2019 was the last time I had a drink and was drunk with my friend in London, I started to notice that life started to improve. Now at first you might think, oh, how can it improve, man? I mean, what's going to happen if I go out with my mates and they're all drinking and I'm not? I'll feel like a dick. At first, it is a bit awkward, admittedly. But there's a few things I'm going to come at you with in this video to really help you get a head around it if alcohol is something you're looking to either drastically reduce to a very occasional period or even eliminate completely, and just how you can have an astronomically better life by getting rid of it. So I touched on when you stop drinking or you reduce it, your masculinity is questioned, your confidence is questioned, your overall sense of being a man is questioned. In actuality, when you'd reduce the drink, and if you even quit the drink, those things can amplify. Your masculinity can become more, because what you tend to do is you'll replace alcohol with something else. Ideally, something like lifting weights or going to the gym, which means your hormone balance is actually going to improve, because alcohol actually increases the estrogen dominance in your body, which is why we get bitch tits or man boobs, right? And a fat belly. And we actually have a drop in testosterone. After the age of 30, most males' testosterone drops 2 to 3% every year. Now, this is natural and normal, but this can be accelerated by an overindulgence in alcohol. So by the time a man comes to his 40s, his testosterone levels can be quarter what they were, even less than that of what they were when he was 30. So we got to consider, when it comes to testosterone, obviously that's great for mental health, energy, clarity. It's always great for sex drive. It means you're up for it more. You're raging hard when you wake up on a morning. You want to please and pleasure your missus more. You're mentally more into it, as well as physically able to perform. Now with alcohol, yes, you can perform on alcohol, but let's be honest, a sexual experience on alcohol is never as good. Yeah, you might lose your inhibitions a bit and be a bit more dirty or rough or outspoken as what you would normally, but it actually kills the nerve endings. So your orgasms are not as good. Your connection's not felt as much. Your masculinity, your connection, your confidence actually excels and amplifies when you reduce the drink, the alcohol, because you are then left to naturally improve those things. Now, I get this is hard to understand for most at first, because alcohol gives you a false sense of confidence, right? As we know that. You can take on the world. We say and do a lot of things that we wouldn't do normally under sober circumstances. If we consider the advantages that we get from reducing our alcohol intake, and again, I'm not anti-alcohol. Alcohol can have a place in your life, but I am very much pro-me. I want as much advantage as I can get, and I'm here to try and teach you as much advantage as you can get out of life, because if you win, everybody wins. Now, the thing about dad bods, it's a little bit of a fashion statement at the minute, right? It just gives people a lot of excuse to just be fat and be all right with it. Now, a lot of even women are saying that they find the dad bod sexy, etc. Now, I'm not denying this or getting into a debate about that, but what I am saying is the dad bod is not just fat, it's emotional weight. Now, if you are 2-3 stone overweight, you can call it a dad bod, you can be okay with a dad bod, but at the end of the day, the more fat you're carrying means that the more emotionally you're eating, the more emotionally you're soothing your negative emotions. You're going into bad habits. You're probably mentally spiraling into a negative mindset the more you consume alcohol, the more you consume sugar, and the less that you actually work on your physical health to directly impact your mental health. We forget that these little things that we think are not that bad over the course of 5 and 10 years can compound so much that they can create real big problems in our health. The dad bod might be fine for a while, but if we're given an excuse to just drink and maybe smoke or eat what we want and stay fat, then ultimately what that can lead to is type 2 diabetes, which can be fatal. It can lead to high blood pressure, a further risk of heart attack. It can risk a lot of skin conditions and a lack of confidence as well. We forget that inflammation in the body is rife when we are of ill health, and we've got to bear in mind that being fat is not healthy. Neither is being skinny. We kind of get confused with the two. In between skinny and fat, as I've said in the previous videos, fit and healthy. Now that should always be the goal. People are chasing happiness, but the pursuit of happiness sometimes just makes us so damn sad, because we can get happiness from buying something on Amazon. We can get happiness from going out for a meal and 6 pints with our mates. We can get happiness from binge watching Netflix and consuming 5,000 calories from Domino's with some popcorn and crisps and a pack of fucking Maltesers. We can get happiness in droves at the click of a button without even getting off our fucking arse. But personal fulfillment and real growth only comes from challenge. And it's not a challenge to sit on your arse and watch Netflix. It's not a challenge to go out with your mates and sup pints until you can't remember your fucking name. That's easy. But the more easy things that you choose, the harder life you're going to get. So you might think, well, if I quit drinking, what will I do at social occasions like barbecues in the summer, the beer gardens? What about family get-togethers? What about weddings and christenings and birthdays? What about anniversaries? How do I celebrate? The thing is, it depends on your situation. If you can have a pint or two or one glass of wine or whatnot, and you can be done with that, then great. But let's be honest, British culture, especially lads culture, we are all about the beer or the spirits, as I was. I wasn't really a beer drinker, I was a spirit drinker. But it was all about more. We're looking for intoxication. And then when we know one or two too many leads us to ringing the dealer and getting a bag and doing the lines and then staying up till 6, 7 o'clock and then having to smoke dope to get to sleep, which was my routine. Then you're waking up 7 hours later the next day, eating crap, feeling like shit. Then the hangover comes because you consumed too much, because you were sniffing too much and you didn't realize how much alcohol you were taking in, and your body and liver's trying to filter this out, and 3 days later you're still not quite feeling right. Now that's most people. So if you're like I was, an all or nothing person on the drink, then maybe an alcohol-free way of living is for you. So you might question, well, what do I do if I want to cut down the drink and not drink? Well, number one, take the car. That's the easiest choice. Number two, as well, be certain in the way that you express how you're not drinking. So there's a couple of ways to do this, and this is how I got around it. So you could just say, hey mate, I've had more in my 20s than you could realize. I've had enough drink for everyone, believe me. And then you might get, well, there's always room for more, blah, blah, blah. But if you're certain, we're saying, hey, look mate, I've fucking drunk you under the table several times. You're being firm. Now, people have a little bit of curiosity, and they even have more respect if you say something like, I'm on a 30-day no drinking challenge, or I'm training for a photo shoot, or I'm training for the Great North Run, or I'm up in the morning because I'm at the gym at 5 a.m. People have a respect for that. And if you just literally say, I'm not drinking today, mate, because I'm on this challenge, and they'll go, what's the challenge like? And they'll be curious, and you say, well, it's 90 days no booze. 90, oh God, hey, I wish I could do that. Oh, hey, good on you. That's mostly what, but if you just say, I'm not drinking, I'm trying to be good. Oh, man, you boring cunt, fucking shut this pussy, man. Look at him, pussy. That was me. Pussy, fucking pussy. Look at you, man. You're fucking full of shit, man. Look at you. You're boring. You've changed. What they really mean to say is, you've grown. And you've outgrown me, and I don't have the balls or confidence to say it myself, because I'm here riddled with false self-confidence, speaking at you like this. You're standing there with true confidence, speaking with the person. Now that is a difference, and that takes time. That doesn't happen straight away. See, at first, during my teens, my 20s, all through my 20s actually, I was the party animal. I was the start on Monday guy. I was the relentless, every other weekend would be Saturday or Friday, Saturday night out on the piss, sniffing coke, taking ecstasy, smoking dope to get to sleep, takeaways, sitting on the sofa playing video games all the next day, maybe sometimes even taking the other day off work. I was that kind of in that loop, that vicious cycle, always trying to get back on my diet, get to the gym and be good and be good. So that was my identity. I was the party animal. I liked partying. I liked going out with my friends and socializing and drinking and taking drugs. So it's an identity. Now it takes a little time to get out of that. So what I did was, over time, I started to just say, I don't drink. Why not drinking? I don't drink. Why not? Just don't drink. Not for me. Don't drink. After time, I'm just someone who doesn't drink. Will I ever have an alcoholic drink again in my life? Maybe, but it's been 6 and a bit years now. But hey, guess what? The mistake that I made. And when I kept saying, like you do, never drinking again. Those 3 words are some of the most self-destructive words that you could ever say. How many people who've said on a hangover, never drinking again, have never drank again? You could probably count on fucking one hand out of 70,000 hands the amount of people who've actually kept that up. Because you're full of shit. In that state, you hate your life, you hate yourself. You don't want to feel like that again. But then a week or 2 later, when that feeling's gone, you're feeling back to yourself again. You're thinking, well, I can go out drinking again now because I want that intoxication again. I want to be on the dance floor. I want to be feeling that fucking vibrancy. I want that aliveness because work stresses us out and the kid stresses out and the missus doesn't give us any excitement anymore. So I need to go out and get fucked up to feel some fucking energy in my life. And then we fuck up and then the next day we go, never drinking again. Never fucking say that because you're full of fucking shit if you said that. Like I was every fucking time. Never drinking again, being sick in the toilet. Oh, never drinking again. Oh. 2 weeks later, I was back on the fucking vodka, back sniffing the coke. Never drinking again the next day, on the Sunday or the Monday. Never drinking again, me. No, I don't drink. That's it. I'm not never drinking again. I don't drink. That's a standard. That's a certainty. That's an identity. That's when you know you've changed. Now, when you quit drinking, you don't just quit drinking. You upgrade your life. You become addicted, if you will, to something else. See, we've all got kind of addictive personalities, a lot of us. We can go into how, attention spans are wavering and all the rest in the modern society. But at the end of the day, we're creatures of habit. We become addicted to what's comfortable and makes us feel good. So usually, the best way to transition from a drinking lifestyle is to move into a healthy lifestyle. So that involves fitness, eating better, getting more regular bedtimes. That involves upgrading your body, your sex life, your mindset. You study more. You are more mentally clear, you're more alert, and guess what usually happens as a result of that? Your relationships improve, your physical body improves, your mental health improves, and guess what? Your wallet and your bank account usually improves as well. If you're in business, fat people make less money. Those high-performing entrepreneurs, and you've seen them online, the majority of them are in shape. And if they're not in shape, they have some level of accountability with a physical exercise routine, and they understand that too much alcohol degrades that performance and degrades what they do with their financial choices. Meaning that you can actually make more money and make smarter investments and choices with your money the more clear-headed you are. And you fucking know this from a basic level. How many times do you go to the cash point when you're fucking pissed for more money? Not now because you've got fucking contactless. But how many times years ago did we used to go to the cash point when we were pissed to grab more money out to get more drink or feed a dealer? I did it too because I was intoxicated. I was like, I need some more. I need some more, man. Oh, fucking ran out of money, man. Would you do that? Level-headed, clear. Would you fuck? So I want you to consider the advantages that can come as a result of either zero drinking, giving up alcohol, or drastically reducing it. Maybe to the point where you only drink when you're out the country and you're on holiday. That's another rule that some people have. Or you only drink literally at Christmas. For example, you have a once a year blowout. Or you drink on your birthday, for example. But most people, every fucking chance of getting it, it's fucking summer. It's an anniversary, it's a christening, it's a funeral, it's a birthday. The celebration of the 10th of this, or you hit the 100th of that, or we finished fucking Tough Mudder. Some people even go out on the piss when they finish the Great North Run, for example. You've just done these physical activities. It's culture. It's culturally acceptable and it's the societal norm to accept alcohol as a way of life. Now that is fine if you've got a handle on it. If you are fucking ahead in life and you are ahead with your goals and your mindset is clear, your body and brain are sharp, you feel confident, self-assured, full of fucking energy and are attacking the day, the year, and you don't fucking complain and you still have alcohol in your life, fucking good for you. Well fucking done, because not many people can do that. But I can almost guarantee if you're watching this video this far, if you're a regular drinker, maybe you're not an alcoholic or alcohol dependent, but if you're a regular drinker, you understand the perils that can bring and the disadvantages. And over time, you will probably start to realize if you really clearly thought about it and if you give yourself some time off the beer and the drink, you would see the advantages stack up so high of not having it in your life that the disadvantages would far outweigh the advantages. And then when we start to see that leverage tipping point where we start to say, I'm feeling so good right now, my body, my brain, my sex life, my business, my whole entire life is getting better. Why would I want this alcohol to come and just crush it down again? And that's often what happens, unfortunately. And again, I ain't anti-alcohol. I'm pro-me. And I want you to be pro-you. Why wouldn't you want to be? I mean, why would you want something in your life that you can actively choose that can destroy your life and make it severely hard for you to get ahead? Why would you want to continually make that choice? I get it, it's hard. It's accepted. Sometimes we feel rejected. Our friends and family will at first reject or challenge our choice. But it's up to us to stand our ground, to stay firm, to say, you know what, this is who I'm becoming. Because in life, it's not what we get. This is why we choose alcohol and we smoke and we buy things off Amazon to frequently try and fill a void in the pursuit of happiness. It's not what we get that makes us happy. The pursuit of happiness and getting things is not what makes us happy. We can get a feeling from the drink. We can get an emotion from the smoke. We can get a tingling excitement from clicking the Amazon One buy purchase. But it's who we become in the pursuit of what we want that truly makes us happy. It's the identity change. It's the things we overcome. It's the things we get through. It's the person that we become where we can look back and go, I don't even recognize that person anymore. I was that person, but I'm not anymore. I'm upgrading my life. So getting rid of alcohol and quitting drinking is not just about being boring. It's not about even making your life less of. It's about eliminating something that is a detriment to your life so you make room for further expansion. Because here's the thing, I'll leave you with this. If you are progressing, you are happy. And how can you progress if something's always dragging you back and dragging you down again? Trade your average life for extraordinary. And sometimes that trade-off could just be getting rid of alcohol. Something worth considering. I'll see you on the next video. If you'd like to learn how to create outstanding levels of energy, motivation, and self-control, my second book, Supercharged, the modern day guide to doing exactly that, is out now.